Blah, 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 blah. Let's go. Doki Doki. Okay, we're now left with one. If I'm not mistaken, it was called. It was called. It was called. Okay, I don't remember. So we're done. Trust, understanding, respect, balance, reflection, and self-love. This time, Natsuki and Yuri. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Allahu Akbar. It's only been 1 day since Yuri's letter was delivered to Natsuki with Monika's help. Because Yuri chose not to attend the club meeting that day, she and Natsuki haven't faced each other since. Although it's only lunchtime, Yuri finds herself anxiously counting the hours until she will need to face the outcome of her efforts, whether good or bad. And because the passing by student was making her feel even more anxious, Yuri picked out the most scheduled spot she she could find to spend her lunch. Because this staircase is under maintenance, no student would have any reason for coming here. It's such a relaxing feeling to have a moment of solitude in the middle of frantic school day. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Um, I just. Yuri gripped her books with enough force to wrinkle the pages beneath the pressure of her thumb. Well, what are you doing here? I, I just came to get a drink from the vending machine. The other one is out of drink. I like. Yuri notices Natsuki fidgeting with a few coins between her fingers. She nods, avoiding eye contact. Natsuki, also looking away, shuffles over the vending machine. It's so quiet that every one of her movements reverberates through the entire stairwell. After far too long, she finally receives her beverage, which she then fidgets with in the place of the coins. It's some kind of iced tea, but instead of leaving it right away, Natsuki just stands in place. She glances all around her. It's like way too quiet back here. It's creepy. I mean, that's not what I meant, really. I mean, it's totally cool that it's your thing or whatever. I can see how it suits you, so not because I think you're creepy or something. I didn't mean that either. You know, I'm just gonna stop talking. That seems like a good idea. It's 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 okay. Everything is okay. Yuri finds herself attempting some words of comfort after hearing Natsuki stammer herself into dejection. Seemingly in response, Natsuki approaches the base of the staircase and hesitantly sits herself down near Yuri. Well, I can leave if you want. Yuri shakes her head. Natsuki twists the cap of her drink and takes a sip. Despite receiving Yuri's general permission, Natsuki doesn't say anything more. Yuri continues to read, or at least pretends to, and the two just sit there for a long time. The tension seems to fade away a little bit as time passes. Even without any words, this seems to mean at least something, though it's not clear what that may be. Lunch ends more quickly than expected. Natsuki is the first one to stand up with her empty drink bottle. Are you coming today to the club? Yuri nods. I'm sorry for being so awkward. I'm really bad at talking about this stuff. I just can't for some reason. I don't know why, but I want to eventually. Just no rush. I promise. Thank is the next day. Natsuki appears from around the corner and steps up to the vending machine, glancing at Yuri as she does so. Today she seemed to be holding some kind of book as well. Oh, you here again? Well, I just came here to read this because there aren't any people around here. Oh, I thought you didn't like how quiet it was. Well, I don't, but there's no people here. I see. Natsuki sits down. The mood feels much different today than it did yesterday. After yesterday's lunch and the club meeting that followed, Natsuki and Yuri are beginning to feel more relaxed around each other again. Although Yuri's letter is still lingering in the back of Natsuki's mind, she continues to detour around it. But it's okay that I'm here. Yeah, I don't care. I mostly just don't feel like dealing with the crap I get from my friends about it. Especially like they all just assume I stopped reading manga after I joined the literature club. Not that I'm trying to hide it from them exactly, but I just don't want it to come up again. Now after I've waited so long for this new volume to come out, literally months at this point. You don't have other friends who are into manga? Not unless online friends count. I'm sorry, but that's different because she's not exactly into it. She just likes you. Like she just likes it. You know what I mean? Hmm. Honestly, you're lucky that the books you're into it at least just look like books, so you don't have to feel like everyone is constantly judging you by what you're doing, but what you what you're reading. Sorry, that would be so awful, especially since I already hated attention so much. Well, it's a good thing I have a thick skin, I guess. By the way, I would totally recommend finding some friends online if you haven't and already, if you're like me and have no one to share your hobbies with. Oh, I have online friends. Since middle school, actually. I was especially desperate back then. It's somewhat embarrassing to reminisce about those days. Sometimes I feel like the me from a few years ago would have benefited from a good smack across the face. Or whatever. We were all just stupid kids back then anyway. Some of the fanfics I wrote, thank God I used pseudonym. But I liked it at the time. I got a lot of fulfillment uh, out of it. And plus, I can look back and say with confidence that I've become a little better person since then. So I don't think I would change anything. I wonder if a few years from now we'll think the same thing about our current self. Probably. That doesn't make you uncomfortable? No, of course. I don't care what other people think of me, especially someone who doesn't even exist yet. Mm. Alright, here. Natsuki raises her hand to her face and forcefully slaps her own cheeks. That's me from the future coming to the terms with me right now. Also, ow, I didn't mean to do it that hard. You, Yuri doesn't seem to react. But then, to Natsuki's surprise, Yuri shyly looks the other way before lifting her arms and doing the same thing to herself lightly smacking her cheek. She turns red and stares into her lap. She is unable to hide a smile as though it was a really funny joke. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't know you had it in you. I I don't I don't even know why I did that. Maybe I thought it would be funny. Sorry, I keep distracting you. You said you were looking forward to reading, but I keep going on about all this nonsense. I'll let you get to your reading. Alright. Yeah, I guess I'll do that then. The conversation ends quickly and Natsuki opens her book. The two read silently for the remainder of the lunch hour, but the whole time Yuri is distracted by a twist of regret about how abruptly forced the end of the conversation. You're back. Yeah, yeah, I'm here to lay low again. Another day passes. During lunch, Natsuki finds herself having wandered to the stairwell once more. How did you buy that? Natsuki quickly notices the bottle iced tea on the staircase where she normally sits. Yuri nods, avoiding eye contact. What, like for me? But you didn't know I was coming here today? What if I didn't show up? Well, I mean, I would have drank it myself, I guess. It was a stupid thing to do. No, it, it wasn't stupid. I just thought, never mind. What I meant to say is thank you. And that is a really nice gesture. It's, it's okay if you don't feel that way. I do. It was the other thing that I didn't mean. I swear, believe me. Please believe me. Mm. Yuri pauses, then nods. Talking is hard. I get it wrong a lot too. So I believe you. Natsuki exhales in relief. She then sits down next to Yuri and takes the drink. Knowing Yuri, she was probably overthinking it so much that Natsuki tapped it, filled her with self-doubt. I'll do something nice for you next time. Please, don't feel obligated. I want to. I wanna do something. I wanna do nice things too. Okay, thank you. You can thank me after I figure out how to do something nice. I'll do it then too. Natsuki said. Hmm? Nothing. It just reminds me how I haven't been getting along with my friends lately. Is that why you've been coming here? Well, no, not exactly. I haven't been avoiding them on purpose or anything. There are just other things I'd rather be doing during lunch lately. I like being around them when we're all just having fun, but they also just can't take anything seriously. So when I don't know, feeling serious, and then their attitude get on my nerves. It's gotten worse since I joined the literature club. How come? I don't know. I feel like I used to be really good at just putting up with it because it would be so stupid to cause drama over a joke I didn't like or something. But I just have a hard time doing that lately. But it's my fault for being overly sensitive. If I have a problem, I'm not gonna demand for everyone around me to change. But yeah, I know Monica and Sari really don't agree with that kind of thing. But they're not in my position, so it's easy to just say that you should just communicate your feelings or whatever. It's not like my friend group does that kind of thing. I would be just making an embarrassment of myself. Sorry, none of this it has anything to do with you. I don't know why I'm talking about it. It's okay. I like listening. What? Listening to other people's problems? Yes. That's weird. Sorry. I just like learning about people. Do you think it's weird? No, that's not weird. I probably just misunderstood, so I don't know. Does that means I should keep going? If you like. Okay. Well, I don't know what to talk about now. What are some things that you like about your friends? A, a lot of things. I mean, they're really fun to hang out with. Like after schools on the weekends, and they really like my baking. And it's fun to complain about school together. They make me laugh a lot, and we have a lot of good memories and inside jokes. Oh, I'm bad at a lot of those things. So, are those all things that are important to you? Well, kind of, but they're not things I need to get out of everybody. Everyone in the club is really different from that, but still friends with them too. Well, Sari really likes your baking, and she makes you laugh, and she complains a lot. That doesn't mean she's anything like my other friends. Well, unlike them, she's a nice person who cares about your feelings. Excuse me. How about you don't talk about my friends that you don't know anything about? Natsuki stands up. No, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't want to say something bad. Please don't leave. Natsuki said and shit. It's fine. As long as you understand that you can't judge people like that. I'm sorry. Natsuki sits back down. You can't just compare friends like that and like measure who's better than who. Everyone's different. I'm sorry. I just I just don't like people who want to hurt you. A moment of silence stretches between them. They don't want to hurt me. We just like to tease each other about stupid things. It's fun. I don't like that. Well, that's why I'm friends with them and you're not. You like it? Just don't worry so much about me. It's not worth it. I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to help with social conflicts, like how Nika can. She's good at this thing. Not really. Also, I don't always want help. Sometimes it's just stuff I have to deal with myself. That's what Monica and Sari never seem to understand. Sometimes all you do is look at them wrong and they like, oh, what's wrong? Is everything okay? I just wanna mind my own business sometimes and decide myself if I want to talk about things. The only one who understands that is you. So you really shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You're not as bad as you think. Oh, you don't need to reassure me or anything. I mean that. Plus, it makes sense that someone who doesn't talk a lot would make a good listener. Thank you. You're also nice. It's really hard for me. It doesn't come natural at all. It's so weird because I always thought of myself as someone who can just say whatever's on my mind. But I feel like that only works when I'm annoyed or upset or I want to say something mean. Why am I like that? You don't have to answer that. I'm just talking to myself. Yuri nods and remains silent. Natsuki notices her fidgeting with the pages of her book. How come you like reading so much? Oh, well, a lot of reasons.
but I just get sucked into it so easily. It's so immersive, like I want to be part of it. I think there are a lot of things about people in real life that make me feel uncomfortable and frustrated, especially when it comes to following social conventions and group interactions. I just don't really understand it, and I have no real desires to participate. But it's different with books. It feels like I always want to be around the characters. I feel such a strong emotion connection with them in ways that I never felt with real people. So in a way, it can sometimes feel more comfortable, feel more real than real life. Really? Is that hard for you to be around people like all the time? Um, Fairly often, especially in group settings, when people are making all kinds of conversation and saying jokes and all of that. I don't know what to do, and I just disengage. Oh, oh, that doesn't get lonely? I don't think so. I can still enjoy spending time with people one on one, and I have online friends too, of course. Do whatever you want. Do you ever wish that you could be friends with the characters in your books? All the time. Sometimes so badly that it makes my heart ache. Yeah, me too. Really? Hmm, lot. Like more than anything. Often as matters that silence feels the stairwells once more. But it's a mutual silence. One full of understanding. Oh, new yan. It's just an unprotected memory. Has anyone been side effects there might be caused that memory pool between multiple VMs rather than allocated separately. I'm looking for the VM1 generating and I'm finding more information that definitely shouldn't be there. I haven't looked I haven't seen any evidence that this is actually affecting the inside of the VM itself, so I don't think this is priority, but it's definitely worth noting. My best guess is that memory being freed from VM2 is carrying zero out. This was gives VM1 access to it, and the info I have will go into the issue tracker. But I wanted to check if anyone else already noticed something along this line. Self love. I'm so cold. Got me. Okay, let's continue. I did not cry. I did not cry. Self love, let's go. Hey. Oh, hello. I almost thought you weren't coming today. Yeah, well, lunch is already more than halfway over. Natsuki had typically been meeting Yuri in the stairwell much earlier, since it had been a good way of dodging her friends when she didn't feel like seeing them. Today she's holding a large plastic container in both hands. I I ran into my friends, so I hung out with them for a while. Is that so? Yeah, I was in a good mood, so I figured out fudge.
I asked quickly. I was in a good mood, so I figured I should. I hadn't seen them in a while, which I had to come up with an excuse for, but I expected that. Plus, I have more of this than I know what to do with, so I figured out I would share with them too. As she sit down, Natsuki opened the lids of her container. You, you make cupcakes. You know it. It's been a while at this point, so I figured it was about time again. You can take one if you want. Yuri takes a cupcake and carefully twirls it between her fingers. It's brown and with a dark green frosting, immaculate shape into a floral pattern and topped with some kind of glittery powder. How pretty. I just ate, so I may not be able to finish it. Are they for the club? Yeah, I guess so. I didn't really think about it, I just made them. Ah, I just thought that because green is Monica's favorite color, right? Well, yeah, but that's not really. You take a small bite. This is green tea flavor. I love green tea. Oh, do you? It was just a random idea I wanted to try, so don't laugh at me. I'm, I'm not. I just felt happy. Oh, sorry. Usually when, never mind. What I mean is that I'm glad. Sorry for saying dumb things again. I just wanted to do something nice, and this is something I happen to be good at, and I do know that you like them from past experience. Hmm. Hmm. He returns recalling the time she treated herself rather generously to Natsuki's cupcake. Ironically, her mouth is too full of cupcake for her stammer and excuse, so she just settles for a disapproving look. How did you get into baking? Oh, I don't know. It kinda just always appealed to me. Well, a few years ago I read this manga with a lot of baking, so I got like super into it for a while. I was probably making stuff almost every day, but it's something I always knew I liked anyway. It's like baking is like art, but when you get good at it, it gets more delicious too. I'm struggling to imagine myself pouring my heart into something so artistic, something knowing that it would be just be eaten afterwards. Yeah, yeah, maybe you're too practical for that. I think I prefer to be on the receiving end. That's my favorite part about it. It's something I can do that makes a lot of people happy, like unconditionally. Everyone is always thankful, and in that moment you get to be like the bringer of joy. I don't know. It just makes me feel valued. Yeah, I guess that. So you were able to make up with your friends today? Hmm. There wasn't really anything to make up with them, but we weren't fighting or anything. You wouldn't? Oh, maybe I misunderstood. It only turns into fight if I lose my cool, and that's just unnecessary drama. It only makes things worse. So they're not going to stop? I mean, it only happens sometime anyway. It's just the way they are. I'm the only one who ever has a problem with it. It's not worth it. Especially since I have somewhere to go now when I don't feel like hanging out with them. Oh, I see. The cupcake's empty foil wrapper audibly crinkles as Yuri clenches her face. I'm glad that the situation is resolved.
and that you don't have to avoid them anymore.
Yeah, me too. And I don't have to bother you during your alone time anymore. And I'm sure you have a lot of reading to catch up on.
Yeah,
I know that the cupcakes are basically nothing compared to all the stuff you've done for me, but it's the best I can do. So you can have the rest of them. Natsuki grabs the box and slides over Yuri's feet. Yuri stares at the box. Then she shakes her head and slides them back.
you should save some for your other friends.
But I made them for you. Natsuki's voice whines as she protests.
I know, I like them very much, exactly as you thought.
It's such a
But I know you care about making your other friends happy too. But if this is the way you know how to make that happen, then I'm not going to take that away from you.
no, they will for they will for making you happy.
You make me happy. You you are worth more than cupcakes to some people. That's why they want to spend time with you and be your friends. Be your friend. Without warning, tears pours.
From Natsuki's eyes. She pulls her knees to her chest and starts sobbing into her arms.
Natsuki, I'm such a bad person. Um,
Yuri stammers, feeling panic.
I didn't mean to say something bad.
Natsuki shakes her head and wipes her eyes.
You, you didn't. I just.
Natsuki tries to choke back her sobs, but struggles to speak through them.
I just. I really hate myself sometimes. And it feels so wrong when you say.
And it feels so wrong when you say those nice things to me, like I don't deserve it.
I'm sorry.
No, I am. I'm so difficult, and I can't think of a single thing about myself that somebody would like. And I hated for bothering you during lunch. I just thought it was my chance to be a good person, like to be nice and do the things you wrote about in the letter. I knew if I tried in the club, Sarah Monica would be super annoying and make a huge deal out of it.
No, I think a lot of those negative things to myself. I never felt like a good person. I always scruti- scrutinize everything I say. And later, I feel like I said all the wrong things. And I just spent so much time thinking about myself, hating myself, and feeling like everyone else must hate me too. So I understand some of that through my own personal.
Ugh, such.
And that's why I wanted to write a letter to so I understand some through my own experience, and that's why I wanted to write the letter and express my feelings. It pained me to see those things in someone else that I saw in myself.
As the kiss sniffles, Yuri rustles through her bag and pulls up some tissue, then hands them to Natsuki.
Monica told me that it takes a good person to reflect on this thing, the desire to improve yourself, and that makes you a good person, so don't worry so much. Also, there are things about you that people would like, so, like what? Like, how you give people, fun people to be around, like how you're fun for people to be around, and you're not shy, and you know how to make people laugh, and you're very passionate about things, and you know how to take the lead, and you care a lot of about other people, and just a lot of things. Oh, what's that? Well, now you're making me feel really embarrassed. Well, you're the one who asked, and don't you think I feel embarrassed? Natsuki tries to hide a smile, then she sighs as she fades again. Every time I come here, I always think it's the last time, but then I keep coming back for some reason. Is is that bad? Just really confusing. I mean, my friends and I go way back, so ditching them all the time feels like I don't know. Feels like what? Natsuki's voice gets quiet. Maybe I'm scared that they'll get mad at me. I really don't know what to do. She pauses, she stares into the distance, tracing her eyes along the pattern of the floor. What will she thinks to herself? Oh, you do hypothetically, hypothetically, if your friend were happy for you instead of mad at you. Happy for what? Happy that your new club is making you happy. Well, that's just not a fair hypothetical. Aski says that, but it was a little confidence in her voice. I always told myself that I don't rely on approval of others to be happy, and I still feel that way. But I'm spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval. That's probably what's making me feel so confused because I'm threatened out of the things that should make me happy. Also, so no matter what it's like, I have to be unhappy to be happy. It's making my head hurt. That must make it really difficult to feel comfortable with yourself. Being made to feel that like you're just wrong for being passionate, for being the person you are. It really goes against everything I believe in, doesn't it? It goes against the kind of person I want to be. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with a lot of things. Natsuki presses her palms into her head and shakes her head. I know what's best for me, but I keep convincing myself out of it. It's so much easier to be comfortably happy than it is to do something so scary. To do what? You know, to end it with them. Ski nuts. I didn't think you were actively considering that as an option. I wasn't interested. It's just one of those things where like it's been a it's been a way for so long that you just get used to it. Like so much of you has gone into it, so much that it feels like that just how your life is. And throwing away like throwing stones such a big part of your life. It makes me feel sick to think about it. Nasty sigh.
So it's just really scary, it's terrifying what you're scared of. I don't know, a lot of things. Like being alone, not having anyone to talk or hang out with, not being able to replace what I have with them. And I don't want them to hate me, and I'm scared they hurt me for going against them. Physically, not physically, but you clench your face. That's okay. What if anyone ever even thinks to cause you harm? I will unleash hell upon them. Natsuki's nods in laughter. Don't laugh at me. Sorry, I was judged. I like them. I like that. That's all. Oh, well, I mean it. I know you did. Natsuki gives Yuri an enduring look. I needed it. Mm. As the conversation lapses, Natsuki slides against slide. As the conversation lapses, Natsuki again slide her box of cupcakes over to Yuri. Just take them, okay? I I don't I don't want other people to have them anymore. Are you sure? Natsuki nods. I'm sure. I will then. I'll enjoy them. Natsuki looks away, but a feeling of warmth spreads through her. She holds onto that feeling, knowing it will give her courage. Courage. You're here first today. Mm, and you brought reading material. Mm. Natsuki is sitting in her usual spot, this time holding a volume of manga while her lunch sits beside her. Yuri sits down as well and opens her own book. It sucks when a good series has to come to an end. Like it's such a big part of your life, and then one day there's just nothing left. It makes you feel empty. Unfortunately, I'm about to experience that myself. I'm on the last book of this series. That sucks. But there's a lot of satisfying about letting a story conclude. I don't know if I wanted to let it go. I want it to go on forever. Maybe. But there's some things that I wish could. On the other hand, have you ever read something that overstayed its welcome? Yeah, definitely. I can think I can I can think at least one thing I've read that got pretty unbearable like halfway through and the ending really sucked. So it sucks when something good has to come to an end. But it also sucks when they just keep inventing more plot until you don't like it anymore. I guess it sucks either way. Hmm. Well, that's the nature of all things. They come to an end. The two fall in silence, and slowly eat while making their way through their respective reading material. Except Natsuki doesn't seem to be touching her food at all. You don't go out during the weekends, right? Excuse me? Like with friends at a mall or downtown or whatever? I'm not a total shut-in, you know. Oh, my bad for making assumption.
Well, I'm sure I go out less often than other people, like you and and others in the club. I don't really meet with friends with arbitrarily spend time. I don't really meet friends actually. I dream in meeting with my board game group. It doesn't matter. It's just more nerdy stuff. What do you ask anyway? I was just curious. I just realized that I couldn't picture it, so I was just curious. Yuri looks at Nasuki, realizes that she's shaking. Don't look at me like that. Sorry. Nasuki, Nasuki pulls her knees into her chest and puts her head down. I can't take this. Did I do something? Yuri got flustered in her mind, racing over what she said and or done. I did. I ended it. I texted them earlier telling them that, and then I just blocked them because I was so afraid of their response. And now it feels like I'm dying inside. Oh, that's. I'm sorry. Totally unsure what to do. You barely find of support to offer. Any words of support to offer. Meanwhile, the sound of Nasuki's unusual heart breathing fills the air. Then she speaks again barely above whisper. Help me, help me, help, help me. I feel sick and I want to hit my head against things. Please help. I can't take this. You may be having a panic attack. With that realization, Yuri's demeanor suddenly changes. But I I have experience with this, so I'll help you through it, okay? Natsuki meekly nods through her rapid breath, head still buried in her knees. Yuri slides herself over and sit on the kid top. Yuri sides herself over to Natsuki and sits on the step behind her. Then she puts her hands on Natsuki's shoulders. Can you feel my hands? Natsuki nods, her shaking so much more apparent though through Yuri's sense of touch. Yuri keeps her voice low and gentle. You're safe now. You're in good and safe place where nothing can hurt you. Natsuki nods once more. Although Yuri is just touching Natsuki's shoulders, mm, Natsuki nods once more. Although Yuri is only touching Natsuki's shoulders, she can probably feel her racing. Natsuki nods once more, although Yuri is only
Touching Natsuki's shoulder, she can practically feel her racing pulse through the base of her neck.
We'll do pretty exercise together. All you have to do is listen to my breath and breathe along me. Let's breathe in now.
Yuri takes a deep breath. Beneath her hand, she feels that her shoulders rise as Natsuki takes a breath of her own, trying to mimic Yuri. They exhale together, although Natsuki's breath shakes on the way up.
That's good. Let's keep going.
Yuri breathes once more. They continue like that for a few cycles while Yuri closely monitors. Eventually, Yuri feels Natsuki rest more of her weight into Yuri's palm.
Let's focus on the physical world. All you have to do is just focus on the feeling you. All you have to do is focus on the feeling of your breath going in and out, and the weight of my hands on your shoulders. You're in a safe and comfortable physical space. Minutes pass in silence. By now, the worst it has passed, but Yuri determined not to move away until Natsuki prompts her to. Meanwhile, Natsuki has lifted her head off her knees and her breathing has mostly steadied. Then she takes a final deep breath and slowly pulls herself to her feet, causing Yuri to let go. She stretches her arm. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to freak out. I don't know what my deal is. Eh, you don't have to apologize. This must be enormously stressful for you. Is that going to keep happening? It, it may or maybe not. We can take measures to help prevent it in the future, but I think it will naturally get better over time. Asking motion to sit down again, so Yuri moves over. Yuri turns away and picks up the book Dusty's for as she had hesitantly sat down there she brushes the dust off the cover. I don't think I could have gotten through that alone. You're not alone. Feeling shy, Yuri speaks into her own lap. From now on, you don't have to do anything alone. As she says that, Yuri tensed up. It's rare for her to so openly share her thoughts, but something about Natsuki of all people makes it feel like natural to do so. Perhaps because, like Yuri, Natsuki is so timid and uncertain of herself. Natsuki is such a good job on hiding it, and it's taken a long time for Yuri to finally realize it. And because of that, Yuri is able to deliver the reassurance that she herself would have wanted, demonstrating that you deserve the love of others. If you can accept it for the first time, then perhaps you can begin to tumultuous journey of learning to love yourself. Oh, this is the cutest one. Do you really mean that? You're really not gonna regret saying that if you do? How so? Because I'm probably gonna have a lot of free time during weekends from now on. So you're giving me permission to be as annoying as I want and drag you around to a lot of places. I see. But you already said it, so you can't take it back now. Ah, Well, I suppose I have no choice but to accept that responsibility then. Mm.
I know a good ice cream place.
Oh, that means you finally figure out my favorite ice cream flavor. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, you don't remember? The first day when you came to club, you guessed everyone's favorite ice cream flavor. But for me, you said you had no idea.
Seriously? I don't remember that at all. Oh wait, yes I do. I said it was probably green tea. Yuri shakes her head.
It's a good guess, but my favorite is usually to get chocolate and raspberry together.
Chocolate and raspberry. How fancy.
How is that fancy?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I should have guessed something like that. Well,
Maybe next time I'll try chocolate and strawberry.
hey, strawberry is my favorite.
Hmm, what a coincidence.
I think it helps to have something to look forward to. I still have the sick feeling in my stomach.
But it's easier now to convince myself that I did the right thing. Is there anything better I could be doing? Not that I,
Not that I know of. There's nothing that will make this easy for me. And you already did more than I thought anyone could. Hmm. Come to think of it, we never talked about the letter you wrote, but I feel like we're way past that at this point. I don't even know what to talk about, except that I think it helped me understand my needs a little bit better, the way I like to be treated, and the kind of friends that I want to have. That's why I wanted to start coming here in the first place, even though I was so scared of causing more problems.
I thought I thought it was a coincidence that you ran into me here initially.
Uh, uh,
Well, not exactly. What do you mean?
Nothing. I may have tracked you down first with the help of Sayori.
That's but you said
I was shy, okay?
I wasn't ready to lie.
Whatever you know what I'm saying.
Well, I guess I'm glad that you worked up the courage, even if it was in your own way. I can tell that you've been making a lot of difficult decisions. It's brave and it will make things better in the long run. I think anyone would be proud of you for it.
Anyone?
You mean like you? Yes, like me.
You know, I could get used to this.
As long as you don't tease me too much.
Fine, just a little then.
That's fine. I know how uncertain everything feels to you right now, but I really do think that good things are in store. That those are my honest feelings.
Thanks. It feels nice to be reassured. The two continues the conversation through the remainder of lunch, but a new feeling hangs in the air, a feeling of greater. Shut up, Google Assistant. I'm not talking to you. But a new feeling hangs in the air, a feeling of greater certainty in their path forward. In just a few hours, there will be another literature club meeting where the four club members will happily spend time together. Each of them, all with their own special qualities, have something unique that they can deliver to one another. Through friendship and the teacher, the club member will continue to grow and find new happiness together. The end of each chapter is the start of the next. Yuri thinks to herself, since she about to finish her long-running series, it would be best to have a new book lineup. Perhaps this weekend would be a good time to visit the bookstore together. Uh-huh. Ah, how to get this? Wow, there's still some things I missed. So this will not be the end. Wait here. But the next episode probably not gonna be Doki Doki stuff. I'm thinking like running a series, maybe playthrough, a playthrough and a compilation. The play like the first playthrough tomorrow. After this would be the first game on of Outlast. Outlast. I bought that. Okay, stay tuned for next time. Bye bye. Okay, the next episode of Outlast is gonna be equals. Bye bye.